Yo, Mario here with Nego Prints. And if you're wondering what to print, what to post, or are even thinking about what should I be selling right now, August is kind of a strange month and it's really busy. And it's actually a pretty important month for t-shirt businesses. Why? Well, there's a few simple reasons for this. For one, you're juggling three things at once. You have the wrapping up of summer, you have the back to school rush, and you have people that are getting ready for the holiday season as well. Now, specifically, Halloween. And if you're selling on a platform like, let's say, Etsy or TikTok Shop, or even your own website using print on demand or you printing these things yourself, then timing is everything. You need to be ahead of the customer, not catching up to them. So today, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what to print in August 2025. So we're doing something a little bit different today. We're doing a monthly, design product roundup thing. So we're going to be covering which trends are hot right now, what's coming up that people are shopping for, and why Halloween should be in your design queue for this week, if not for today. So let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, let's start with the obvious one, Halloween. If you're selling on Etsy, TikTok Shop, or anywhere that has an algorithm and some sort of lead time, you need to be listing Halloween designs right now, not in October. Most successful sellers, they upload their Halloween designs in about late July to about early August. That gives them time to get picked up by the Etsy search system, show up in TikTok FYPs or For You pages, and start ranking on Google. So what's trending this year for Halloween? Here's a few different niches that you can jump into. For one, matching Halloween shirts. These are great for couples, families, classrooms, or even pets. Boo Crew is still a strong keyword. Funny costumes on t-shirts also work really well. So think of designs that look like a costume without actually having to dress up. It's an easy win. Also, cute and creepy combos. Think about things like pastel ghosts, kawaii skulls, spooky but sweet phrases. These are especially good for toddlers and for kids. You also have teachers and classrooms. Spooky teacher vibes, teaching is my boo job. Anything punny really works for October classrooms. And then you also have dark academia and witchcore. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. But if your designs lean on aesthetic, this is the season to pretty much go full on spellbooks and coffee. Now, you also need to make sure that your mockups, they also reflect the fall vibes. And in order to do this, you can add things like pumpkins, cozy colors, and maybe even a graveyard background if that's your thing or if it resonates with what your design is or your t-shirt is. This month really is all about laying the groundwork for your biggest seasonal sales. All right, number two, we have Labor Day. Now, Labor Day is coming up fast, and it's also very niched. It's September 2nd this year. So if you want in on these sales, you need to start listing your products pretty much today. So this is also a pretty short cycle niche, so urgency matters. Now, here's what you can print. For one, patriotic and retro designs. Think red, white, and blue with a vintage or a distressed filter or twist to it. You also have funny barbecue shirts. Grill Sergeant, License to Grill, Meat Sweats Activated, I don't know, something like that. You also have Trade and Blue Collar Pride, which is pretty niched, but it sells because a lot of people are proud of what they do. So you have different themes, right? Different blue collar jobs, like let's say electricians, truckers, welders, construction workers. You can have wordings that say something like proud to work with my hands or weekend warrior. That's also a pretty big theme. Now, to go along with that, you also have Union Pride or worker solidarity shirts. These would need bold fonts and strong statements. These are great for things like hats or caps and, let's say, mugs. Now, even if you're not a designer and you don't know how to come up with any of these designs that I'm talking about today, you still have the chance to come up with some really trending and some hard-hitting designs using AI. That's what I do because honestly, as much as I love designing and as much as I love the process of it and what you can create, I'm just not the best of it, unfortunately. I'm just not the best at it, unfortunately. If I had stuck to my guns back in the day and kept drawing and designing the way I did, I probably would be amazing right now, but I didn't. So yeah, I need to find a different way. And that's where Kittl comes in. Now, Kittl has tons of different templates that you can use, and they have some really hard-hitting fall ones. Let's just take out a few really fast. Let's go to templates. Now under search, we're just going to look for fall, and boom, we have exactly pretty much the styles that I'm talking about today. We have this one, autumn leaves and pumpkins, please. This one's actually really good. Fall vibes. Let's do this one. Let's do fall vibes, right? Let's go ahead and use template. By the way, if you want to check out Kittl, I have a special promotion for you. You can use my code NEGOPRINTSYT and get a full 25% off your entire subscription. whether that be for the monthly subscription or the yearly subscription. It helps out immensely, especially if you're going for the yearly subscription. So remember, use the link in the description below along with the code NekoPrintsYT to get 25% off your subscription. All right, so this is what we looked at. Now there's a few things that I want to do before I go ahead and download this and stick it on a t-shirt. First, I'm just going to click up here where it says Untitled Project. I'm going to lower the opacity all the way down. You can see that you still have that little grunge texture around it. What we want to do is we want to mask it to the design itself. So over here where it says texture, we can either, if you want to change it, you can go ahead and change it. You can change how it looks, but we're not going to do that right now. Control Z, opacity back all the way down. But we're not going to do that right now. What we're going to do is we're going to click this right here, mask texture. So it just lands on top of the design itself. Now we can go ahead and change anything we want. So I'm going to keep it simple. I like the color palette. I like how it looks. If you want to change a lot more things, you can do so yourself. But the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to add simply just teacher vibes to this. So I'm going to put vibes down a little bit. Control C and Control V if you're using what's that thing called? Windows. I'm just going to put teacher. I don't need that one. All right, let's move this down here. And now I'm going to add a text shading on this. So I'm going to do the block shadow, offset 0, outline. Just going to do a little bit thicker there like that. And I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to do it the same as the vibes one. There we go. All right, so as you can see, it's a little bit thinner, so we're going to make a copy. Control C and Control V once again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to change that. Actually, you know what? I could have just done this backwards, I guess. Let's just do the original color that we had. So I might have overcomplicated this because I did it backwards, but it's okay. It's an easy fix. I'm going to take the hex code color from the text and put it on the shading. There we go. Now we can do that. I'm going to send the other one to the back, and I'm going to increase the outline width a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then vibes, I think I'm just going to keep down here. Yeah, something like that. Something simple. So as you can see, it's very easy to edit. It's very control everything that you have on here. Now we can go ahead and make our mockups if we want. So we can simply just click here under tools and click on mockup. So we're looking for a fall theme, right? So let's look for fall. Now, as far as like themed mockups, there aren't too many, but here you can go ahead and just look up shirt mockups and then look through all of the different ones they have to see if any of the ones here fit your vibe. Or you can always just, you know, get a simple one like the one that you see here, adjust it, and then just change the background either on Photoshop or using something like ChatGPT. But we can also find some like, let's say this one over here. Actually, maybe not that one. This one. I think this one would work pretty well. Perfect for teachers. There we go. So we have that. We can go ahead and change the color of the shirt, make it a little bit darker. You also have a bunch of other ones like, yeah, you have this dude over here which has more of that, you know, fallish background. I would still add a couple of different things, you know, like leaves, just stuff like that. And then obviously you have just like blank t-shirts here, which also work pretty well. But again, I suggest you take this image, download it, replace the background with something that's a bit more fall-ish, you know, more fall vibes. And again, this is something that's really easy to do with Photoshop or with even ChatGPT, which if you want to learn more about that, I show you exactly how you can use ChatGPT to help you out with your image creation and your mockups and everything in this video right here. So make sure you check it out at the end of this one. Now, besides that though, the last thing I do want to show you really fast on Kittl is that if you do want to come up with your own designs, you always have the option to simply just use their AI. So I'm using their AI right now. I'm going to prompt a cute ghost drinking an iced coffee with the text boo. I'm going to do the cartoon clip art style. And there you have it. Now we can also tell it to do a couple other things. We can tell it to, let's say, with pumpkins around and a few bats wearing an orange beanie. to just give it a bit more, an extra little bit of spice or pumpkin spice. But at the end of the day, you can go ahead and take this image that you just created and repeat the process that we did earlier by putting it on a shirt and creating your different mockups. So let's really quick see what it comes up with now with the added prompt that I put into it, and then we'll get back to the best products to sell or the best designs to start selling. And there we have it. Look how nice that looks. That's actually really freaking cute. I love it. And it's funny because I've seen like really similar designs like this do just massive numbers on Etsy. Now, obviously, just one more time, or lower the opacity, click on the image, and then for this, remove the background, because this is an AI generated image, so it is going to have a background, but you can easily remove it directly on Kittl. Remember, use code NekoPrintsYT to get 25% off your Kittl subscription. All right, now let's talk back to school. This one's pretty massive, and there's 3 major audiences that you can target here. For 1, you have parents. 2, you have students. And 3, you have teachers. So let's break it down. For teachers, you have, let's say, teacher era t-shirts. Anything that's pastel, retro font, or pop culture inspired, because we're all millennials and teachers at this point are also millennials. Well, not we're all millennials, but You also have funny sayings like, I'm not yelling, I'm projecting, or classroom chaos, or something like classroom chaos coordinator. I actually really like that one. Then you also have grade level t-shirts like pre-K vibes, 5th grade squad, 2nd grade squad, things like that. And then for parents, you have first day of school photo signs. You can make photo signs because everyone takes pictures of their kids on the first day of school. You also have matching shirts for siblings, Big Kid Energy, Little Miss Kindergarten. You also have back to school crew shirts. These are especially popular for families and, let's say, cousins that all go to the same school. And then for students, you have senior 2025 shirts. I mean, what high school senior doesn't represent the fact that they're seniors? You also have high school club or sports themed designs, college checklist gears like, let's say, move-in day tees or orientation week gear. Also, don't sleep on classroom decor principles or signs if you have the ability to make those. If you're willing to branch out into this niche, this is a really great digital product add-on or even physical product. Now, besides that, we also have family and reunion shirts. August is reunion and event season, especially for families, churches, and small businesses. It's a perfect time to offer, let's say, family matching tees. The Smith Family Reunion 2025 with custom colors or slogans. Group vacation t-shirts, squad on tour, or the lake is calling. These are pretty easy to make, and you can make a lot of these different designs pretty quickly. There's also barbecue and picnic shirts, grill themed shirts, team color shirts, or funny shirts like, let's say, designated napper, things like that. Kind of corny, but they work. Now, besides that, you can also do custom work. So custom logo shirts for local events, church groups, or youth camps. These are pretty easy to fulfill if you've got screen print transfers. These types of orders are usually bulk. So if you offer a fast turnaround or local delivery, you can make pretty big sales here. Even just offering free personalization can set you apart. I actually do that myself, and people absolutely love it. They love the fact that I'll design the shirt for them or whatever it is for completely free. Now, I know some people might be saying, oh, you're losing money, you're wasting time, but that's my thing. Next, you have pre-fall aesthetic vibes, and this is actually one of my favorites. You have the fall girly era has officially begun type shirts, right? And really, even though it's still pretty blazing hot outside, shoppers are already prepping for the cozy season. And what's hot right now? Of course, pumpkin everything. And a few other things like hot ghoul autumn themed t-shirts. But pumpkin everything. You also have neutral toned and cozy vibes, books, candles, oversized sweaters that do really well with designs that have to do with, let's say, books or literary designs. You also have latte themed designs, right? Everybody loves their coffee. Everybody loves their pumpkin spice latte. I know I do. So things like fall fueled by coffee, spice up your life, things like that. Also, huge during this time is astrology and witch vibes. Think about tarot cards, zodiac signs, crystal balls, or a crystal protection club type shirt. Now, these can be sold year round, but their peak is in August to October. So make your mock-ups feel cozy. Leaves, cinnamon, sweaters. Even if you're outside doing it yourself in 90-degree heat, it's definitely something that will set the tone for the shirt and for your customer. So besides that, let's also talk a little bit about year-round designs that are still going to be working during August. While you're still chasing trends, you don't want to forget your evergreens. These are the kinds of shirts that sell any time of the year but can still be styled specifically for this season. So think about mental health awareness. It's okay to rest, anxious but thriving, soft fonts and calming colors with a nice little fall twist to it. Maybe just add some leaves or a couple of pumpkins here and there. You also have things like old school, right? Nostalgic Y2K and 90s t-shirts. Mix those graphics with some fall colors or some different school references. Then you have job and identity based t-shirts. So you have Cat Mom, Nurse Life, Mechanic Dad, these types of things. Just add pumpkins or fall quotes and boom, they're seasonal. It's a pretty easy transition. Now, another thing that's pretty hot right now is internet humor and memes, viral phrases, relatable TikTok quotes. These hit pretty hard on TikTok Shop especially. And a good hack, or actually a pretty easy hack, right? If you're already selling, then take your best-selling evergreen t-shirt and just do a fall remix on it. The same design, just a completely new color palette, or the same phrase with some spooky fonts. It's a quick refresh that can equal some pretty easy money. So yeah, August again is kind of a weird month. It's really just like blasted with a little bit of everything, but it's also one of the most important times to get ahead of the competition. People are spending, school's starting, fall's coming, and if you time your uploads right, the next few weeks can really set you up for maybe one of the biggest Q4s that you've ever had. If you're stuck, start small. Recolor a bestseller, try a Halloween pun, test a back to school t-shirt. Just add a listing, just add something. Remember, you don't need to print everything, just show up and post consistently. And most importantly, give your designs time to shine. A lot of these don't blow up overnight. With that, that's pretty much it. Huge thank you to everyone for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. As always, if you found any value in this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you smash that like button. With that, my name is Mario with Neko Prints, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.